We're going to talk about the Last Supper. It's Passover, talking about the historical perspective now. And it's really one of the most sacred meals of all of Judea. Families really been celebrating the Passover for centuries. Thousands of years, and they use the bitter herbs. I know some of you have been to Passover meals, I believe. I know, Mark, you said you had, and I'm not sure if anybody else has. I'd like to go to one. I have to like to experience it. But anyway, they give the bitters, and that's recalling the bitterness of slavery. And then the lamb that they use is recalling the God's protection in Egypt. And the wine is recalling God's power. So this meal is really the beating heart of the Jewish memory, if you want to think about it. It says that when they were slaves and that God had set them free. And so they're kind of celebrating that. And so Jesus gathered all of his disciples together the night before and to celebrate Passover. They were familiar with the process. It was something that wasn't different because they were all Jewish people and they knew what it was like. But then he does something that kind of stops the room cold. He takes the bread, he blesses it, he breaks it, and then he says, "This is my body." And then he takes the cup and he gives thanks. And he passes it around, and he says, "This is my blood of the covenant, pour out for many for the forgiveness of sins." I think you all have heard these words before or something similar. And so he's not creating a new ritual along the Passover. He's really reinterpreting Passover itself. The lamb was sacrificed in Egypt, and that's him. That's Jesus. The covenant between God and Israel that was established at Mount Sinai. And he's announcing a new one. And the liberation that God enacted for one people in one place in one moment in history. And he's extending it. He says, for many, it's not just for the 12 at the table. It's not just for Israel, for many. It's for everyone who's going to receive it. And now notice what he does with his hands. He took the bread, he blessed it, and he broke it. And he gave it. And he said, "Take, bless, break, give." And we've seen that sequence here before in the study. On the hillside in Galilee, where Jesus fed the 20,000, if you think about it, who've been sent away. At Simon the Pharisee's dinner table, and where he honored a woman that the room wanted to erase. At the well of the Samaritan, where he gave living water to someone that he wasn't supposed to notice. Every table he ever said I was pointing here to this room, this night, this meal. So when we celebrate communion, we're not performing a ritual in memory of something that happened long ago. We're participating in that same radical act that Jesus performed that night with the 12. So every time we sit down with somebody, we're saying the table's open. There's room. Come and eat. Not for many, not for the worthy, but for everyone. So as we look through this session for this today, we're going to spend a lot more time on communion and some of the things that it means. And I want you to think yourself, when you receive communion, what are you thinking about? Is it a grace? Are you thinking about that Last Supper that Jesus had? Or are you thinking as a reward? Do you come to the table as someone who's earned a place? Or do you come to the table because someone invited you?